Hello everybody and welcome to the second episode of the Greatest Graphic Novel Guide. I'm your host Rory Bailey, and on this week's episode we're going to be talking about Wolverine Old Man Logan by Mark Millar and Steve McNiven. Now, I know last week I did Dark Knight Returns, and it's sort of appropriate because this is the Wolverine equivalent to that story. See, this is all set many years in the future after the villains have all banded together and taken out most of the superheroes. Wolverine's become a farmer and also a pacifist to boot, and it's just really awesome. So the art from Steve McNiven is absolutely fantastic. It's the same creative team that did the Civil War graphic novel as well. Well, I say graphic novel start. Obviously, all of these have started off as mini-series first. And yeah, so we basically, at the moment, these pages that I'm showing you where it's got Wolverine popping his claws and stuff. I know I just said he's a pacifist. This is like a sort of fantasy thing that he's having, because instead of that actually happening, what's really happening is he's just getting his head pasted in because he refuses to do anything. And this guy with the shades here, that's Hawkeye, because he's blind, because why not? But yeah, no, the whole series is basically blind Hawkeye takes Wolverine on a road trip in the Spider-Mobile from the wonderful 80s Spider-Man comics, and takes him across the wasteland to make a special delivery to some form of resistance. Along the way, Wolverine ends up getting his edge back and goes from, goes from being the pacifist and whatnot to basically overthrowing the current rule. That's by the way, that's Peter Parker's granddaughter. How awesome is that? Let me just flick through to show you some cool stuff. The page that I'm on at the moment showing why Wolverine's a pacifist, and that's essentially that because the villains all switched it up. As you can see, Wolverine's having a very, very bloody battle here with a load of X-Men villains, and we've got this here. Let's just go into it. Bullseye saying, "Logan, stop, what are you doing? You're supposed to be our friend." Because it was all a ruse by Mysterio, the fishbowl-headed bastard. So Wolverine had actually massacred every single member of the X-Men. Obviously, that was at the X-Mansion at the time, because there's a few that pop up in the Wastelands at various points. Oh yeah, and then afterwards, Wolverine attempted to kill himself, but healing factor, unbreakable bones, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah. So, yeah, and we also got the bonus of the main villain of the piece being Red Skull, who's running America. And yeah, it's just awesome. He's wearing Bucky's Captain America uniform there as well. Artwork's absolutely stunning all the way through. It's a very good story, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. So yeah, so that's my weekly graphic novel review. Hope you've enjoyed it. Keeping these short and sweet and stuff. But yeah, here you go.